Welcome back to the Essentially You podcast, all about reinventing your health with safer, cheaper, more effective natural solutions and powerful lifestyle changes so that you become the CEO of your health. I am your host, Dr. Marisa Snyder. When it comes to balancing your thyroid, nutrient deficiencies can really mess things up, and I'm speaking from personal experience. How can we expect our body to make thyroid hormone and ensure that T4 is effectively converted into T3 without key essential nutrients? And with over 65% of women struggling with multiple nutrient deficiencies and many more who are struggling with a thyroid issue, it's no wonder we are feeling tired, brain fogged, and anxious, not to mention worried about our sluggish digestion and cold hands and feet. Now, when I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis and low thyroid function 2 years ago to this month, I was shocked to find that I was significantly low in some serious key nutrients that affect our thyroid. Selenium, zinc, iron, B vitamins, vitamin D, choline, magnesium. And it's honestly no surprise that each and every one of these play a key role in thyroid function in the body and how thyroid binds on a cellular level. Now, if you're wondering what supplements you need to be taking to support your thyroid hormone, which by the way affects our metabolism, energy levels, brain function, and so much more, I promise to give you the answer in today's Q&A Friday. Now, today's question was sent in by Monica Cates. Monica reached out to me because she was recently diagnosed with low thyroid function, and her labs showed that she was low in key nutrients. Here is Monica's Q&A Friday question. Dr. Marisa, I was recently diagnosed with low thyroid function and was given a medication to take. My labs also came back showing that I was low in vitamin D, B12, and iron. What supplements should I consider taking? Because I'm pretty sure I need more than my labs are showing. Such a great question, because here's the deal. Monica is right. Her thyroid didn't decrease in function on its own. There are many other players involved here. Her gut, adrenals, liver, and other key hormones that could be impacting her thyroid or that are being impacted because of her thyroid. We also know that nutrient deficiencies play a key role in decreasing thyroid function. Now, I can't emphasize this enough. Supplements have been a critical part of my healing journey for many years, especially when I was diagnosed with my autoimmune condition, because it was clear that I was dealing with several nutrient deficiencies that were impacting my gut, adrenals, and thyroid. What shocked me was that I was already taking supplements, including a pretty solid multivitamin. So how could I be deficient? Well, what I soon learned, and pretty much knew as well, is that not all supplements are created equal. And I have a feeling you know that too. High quality bioavailable supplements become a major key in addressing specific nutrient deficiencies. And they became a big player when I was treating my Hashimoto's thyroiditis. They lifted me out of my 2-year fog, they revitalized my energy, and ended my inexplicable weight gain. Since my diagnosis in 2018, I stayed on high-quality supplement protocols that address my specific needs, and I have not missed a day, like not one day. Supplements, not medications, have been a key component to restoring my energy, improving my brain function, and rebalancing my hormones. Now, if you're struggling with thyroid issues, it can be difficult to get the key nutrients that you need from food alone. I know because I tried and it wasn't working. You can literally bend over backwards trying to get the ideal balance of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals through diet, but still come up short. Unfortunately, our food quality has diminished over time, leaving even healthy foods less nutrient dense than they were for our ancestors. Add on the added inflammation that is happening in your gut potentially, and that prevents you from absorbing key nutrients efficiently. And it's no wonder we are facing inadequacies or deficiencies of some sort, especially women. That's where supplements come in. In many cases, depending on what you're dealing with, we just need an extra dose of certain nutrients to support our enzymes, hormones, and cells because we are deficient. And that's why I'm always recommending supplementation to address issues with the gut, the liver, our stress levels, and much more. Pure, well-crafted supplements can step in and bridge the nutrient gaps that can jumpstart your journey toward healing and balance. Combining vital nutrients, powerful adaptogenic herbs, and natural neurotransmitter chemicals in a supplement that's easy to take can make a profound difference in your health. Now, this has been huge, and I'll give you an example. I talk a lot about this, especially recently. I had a podcast episode that was another Q&A Friday. I think it was episode 201, and it's what's the number one supplement you recommend for women? And that number one supplement is magnesium, but a highly absorbable magnesium. So I always recommend magnesium glycinate. Now, the reason why I recommend it is such a big player is that magnesium is an essential nutrient, essential mineral that all women need at any phase in our life because it's involved in metabolism, energy production, name it across the board, hormone function. And when it's running 500 plus reactions at any given time during the day, and we deplete it so quickly when we're stressed or we're overcommitted or we're overscheduled or we're just doing too much, it's no wonder we are just quickly depleting our reserves. I know for me, when I was taking that multivitamin on top of a couple of other things, there was magnesium in it, but it wasn't enough to help fill in all the gaps that I was dealing with because I was burning myself into the ground. And especially when I was dealing with a thyroid issue, quickly was I running out of a lot of those key nutrients. So I just wanted to speak into that because what I see more than ever before, it's why I see 65% of women struggling with nutrient deficiencies, is that our lifestyle is depleting us and it's playing a huge role. And that depletion is causing hormonal issues down the line, whether it's estrogen dominance, whether it is menstrual irregularities, whether it's low thyroid function, whether it's chronic fatigue, at the end of the day, nutrient deficiencies are playing a role in all of these departments. Today, we just happen to be focusing on thyroid issues because I see more and more women coming to me asking, what can I do? This medication doesn't feel like it's enough. I feel like there's other gaps that I'm missing, and most likely that's 100% true. Now, because of that, it's important to not only take supplements, but specifically take high quality supplements. And in my research over the last couple of years, especially dealing with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, for me, it was a non-negotiable. I had to get my body functioning again. And in that research, I decided that it was time for me to finally formulate my own brand called Essentially Whole. And the purpose of Essentially Whole was, how can we fill in the gaps? How can we create that wholeness that each and every one of us want to experience, especially on a cellular level, especially when it means that we just feel the kind of energy that we're looking for. And sometimes you just got to take quality to the next level. So I'm really excited for this line because it's transforming a lot of women's lives. Not that only women can take them, but that's just who I serve so often. And since I've had them out, I've been taking several of them with just powerful changes and transformations. Supplements have already made a big difference in my life. Taking these supplements have made an even bigger difference. Now, when it comes to your thyroid needs, it's important to look at what your body is really needing. So here's my top list of thyroid supplements. Again, you may not need all of them. You may need some of them. Some of them can be tested. Some of them can't. It's always important to be working with a practitioner, running labs if you can, to figure out what you need. Definitely some of these supplements I can almost guarantee most of us are struggling with, including this first one that comes up to bat. Note that these aren't in any particular order. These are just the supplements that when it comes to the thyroid, it desperately needs to function. So the first one up to bat, and this is one that I see a lot of women struggling with, is basically a full B vitamin complex that is addressing all of the needs that B vitamins bring to the table. Thyroid dysfunction and B vitamin deficiency always go hand in hand. B vitamins are important to help your thyroid create the hormones and get those hormones to your cells so that you are feeling properly balanced. Also, B vitamins are important for all kinds of hormone pathways, fertility, menstrual cycle regularity, and also ensuring that your liver is functioning properly so you're converting T4 to T3. All of this is playing a role. Now, when it comes to a B vitamin complex, it's important that your B vitamins are methylated or activated. And that's because we could be dealing with mutations that we just don't know about, like our COMT mutation. So it's specifically important to make sure that you're taking a methylated B vitamin. Now, the one that I take is Essentially's Whole Activated B Complete because it's a great option. It has the full broad spectrum of B vitamins, but they're all methylated and they're in an activated form that makes them very bioavailable. Next is iodine. Now, iodine is one of the most important nutrients related to thyroid health. Your thyroid relies on iodine to produce hormones that keep your body in balance. So making sure that you have enough is critical, particularly if your thyroid is underperforming. Now, if you've been exposed to heavy metals, especially mercury, those toxins can block thyroid receptors that require iodine, leading to thyroid dysfunction. Now, it's super important because iodine is a double-edged sword in the sense that, yes, nutrient deficiency for iodine around the world is definitely high, and we do see nutrient deficiency for iodine here in the US as well. The thing is that most of us actually are okay with iodine. It just really depends, and more sensitive testing is going to be coming out soon. But I recommend is kind of just hatch yourself to the mindset of maybe a little bit of iodine would be okay. So I recommend like 100 micrograms of iodine. That's enough iodine to where if you have a deficiency, you'll address it, but not too much that if you take too much, it actually begins to become a problem. So that's my recommendation with iodine. Again, a lot of us with thyroid issues don't need it, but if you are concerned about it, it's definitely worth looking into, and taking a tiny bit of it or eating foods with iodine in it would really put you in a good position. Next, and this is a big one when it comes to our thyroid, is going to be selenium. Now, selenium is a mineral that your thyroid requires to metabolize thyroid hormones. Selenium is crucial in both the production of T4 thyroid hormone in the thyroid gland, as well as the conversion of T4 to T3 thyroid hormone, the active form. Supplementing with selenium is an important way to prevent the start of a progression of thyroid diseases. Whether you've got Hashimoto's grave, hypo, or hyper, selenium supplements can normalize your thyroid function and restore your body back to balance. Now, I recommend 200 micrograms per day of selenium. Next is zinc, and this is a big one. I find zinc is significantly deficient in a lot of women and really impacts not only our thyroid function, but our overall reproductive hormones. Zinc is involved in multiple levels of thyroid production, regulation, and metabolism, and it's vital to get enough so that you're supporting your overall balance. Zinc is necessary for the TRH, hypothalamus hormone, to stimulate the pituitary gland, which signals the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormone. Moreover, zinc is needed at the intracellular level to help thyroid nuclear receptors attach and drive the reading of DNA genetic code. Because keep in mind, the main function of thyroid hormone is to put your genetic code into action. Thyroid equals cellular metabolism. Cellular metabolism requires action, protein synthesis, whatever that looks like, and that's on a cellular level. Now, foods rich in zinc, just in case you were looking for those, although I do recommend supplementing, we're on average 30 milligrams a day. Meats, legumes, seeds, nuts, shellfish, even dark chocolate. Be mindful on that. However, supplementing is going to be the easiest way to get what you need. And so that's why I supplement with zinc every single day. Next is iron. This was a big one for me and for so many women. Looking at 30 to 100 milligrams per day. The body uses iron to convert an active T4 into T3 that your cells require to thrive. When you don't have enough, your body won't be able to maintain the balance it needs, particularly for running metabolism. So eating plenty of leafy greens is a great way to boost iron intake, but it's nowhere near enough. That's a lot of green smoothies. So definitely supplementing with iron is going to make a huge difference. It has made a massive difference for me. I can't imagine not taking iron on a daily basis. Another big one that I see all the time is vitamin D, and I'm recommending between 4,000 and 5,000 units a day, especially if you're deficient. 800, 1,000, 2,000 is just not going to get the job done if you are deficient in vitamin D, and let's be honest, most of us are. Now, here's the deal. When we're facing hypothyroidism, however, our risk is even higher for having a deficiency in vitamin D. Studies show that your degree of hypothyroidism is directly connected with your vitamin D deficiency. I can totally attest to that, mainly because vitamin D is necessary for thyroid hormone production in the pituitary gland and in early stages of T3 binding to its receptor sites on a cellular level. So supplementing with D3 is critical, and ideally you're supplementing with a D3 that has K1 and K2 connected, so it's all in one. I recommend Essentially Whole's Vitamin D Complete for my supplement line because it's gonna move the needle if you've got low vitamin D levels. It has moved the needle for me. I'm so grateful for such a powerful vitamin D supplement. Next is myo-inositol, and I'm recommending 500 milligrams per day. Myo-inositol plays an important role in signaling your thyroid to produce its hormones. Sometimes it's super important that we have a supplement that's helping to signal the thyroid to do its job. Supplementing is a great way to support your body, especially if you're facing an autoimmune issue or hypothyroidism. Myo-inositol is also great for PCOS and insulin resistance, which can be connected to low thyroid function as well. So those are my supplement recommendations in a nutshell. I would also consider choline for liver support. I would also consider magnesium for more energy and hormone support, vitamin C for antioxidant support, and vitamin E for thyroid conversion. Those aren't the big ones, but those are definitely ones to consider as well. You know why magnesium's on my top list, even though it isn't specific to thyroid conversion or producing thyroid. It absolutely plays a role in metabolism and energy production, which are a big player with thyroid production as well. Now, if you want to check out some of the supplements I personally formulate and I carry for thyroid support, I will have the link to vitamin B Complete, D Complete, along with vitamin C and magnesium. Or you can just go to drmarisa.com/shop supplements. We will also be having our first little sale, a 4th of July sale this weekend to kick off the supplement line, with 20% off of certain supplements along with free shipping. I'm so excited to be able to serve women at this capacity. This has been a passion project for me for almost 2 years, about a year and a half. And it feels so good that I have something to offer that I know is going to make a big difference, really move the needle when it comes to our function and how we're feeling, especially when our hormones are functioning the way that we want. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that having thyroid struggles is not easy, and dialing your nutrient needs can take a bit of time. For me, I turned the biggest corner when I finally had my supplement routine down, and I have not missed taking supplements each day for over a year and a half, and they have made all the difference in the world when it comes to my energy, when it comes to productivity, alertness, and most importantly, my metabolism. And speaking of metabolism and insulin resistance today, on the next episode for next Tuesday, I invited a doctor and scientist who has figured out how to reverse type 2 diabetes and has helped thousands of people do it. Dr. Roy Taylor is going to be sharing exactly how he helps patients reverse type 2 diabetes for good. So if you know anyone with type 2 diabetes or you're concerned that you've got prediabetes or insulin resistance, this is definitely an episode to listen to. Now, Dr. Roy Taylor is obviously a scientist. It's very clear. He's very matter of fact. He's not putting on any kind of show, that's for sure, on the podcast, but the information is invaluable, especially if there's someone in your life who is struggling with type 2 diabetes or potentially is going down that road. Until then, have an amazing day.